here. I really enjoyed seeing your drawings of your favorite foods falling from the sky. Some people missed my instructions about including one healthy item, a fruit or a vegetable. That's okay, you can add it later. Now today we are going to take those drawings and our knowledge that we gained by creating three-dimensional forms out of Play-Doh, and we're gonna make some sculptures. But first, I wanna introduce you to the work of Claus Oldenburg. Now he is an artist who creates these gigantic food sculptures. You can see in some of the pictures that are in the video right now how big they are. My favorite is this ice cream cone falling on a building that reminds me of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. All right, so let's get out our drawings that we did and some more Play-Doh, or if you happen to have it, air dry clay, or if you want to try a recipe for air dry clay, I included that down below. And we are going to learn how to make some sculptures or three-dimensional works of art out of clay inspired by our drawings. All right, let's get to the demonstration. All right, let's get started. So I do happen to have some white air dry clay. So we are not going to be able to make gigantic food like Claus Oldenburg, so we're going to make miniature food. And I'm going to run through a couple of your favorites, and then you can pick or you can experiment and make your own. Now I said start off with making one thing, but if you want to continue and make the whole meal, I am a-okay with that. So using some of the shapes, some of the forms that we made last time in mind, I'm gonna start making some stuff. And mostly I start with little balls. Okay. Some tools that might be helpful to have, maybe a plastic knife, maybe a small rolling pin would also be helpful when we're making stuff. All right, so one of the first ones that I always start with is making an ice cream cone. Everybody's favorite. Okay, so we're gonna make that cone shape. We made a ball first, and we're just gonna kind of pinch the top and flatten out that. Okay. And then we're gonna roll the pointy end. And we'll put our sphere or our ball on top. Okay, maybe you want to add some detail like sprinkles. Okay, so roll out a snake. And then you can cut it with your knife. Stick your sprinkles. You're definitely going to need more than what I just made, but for example. Now, if you're using air dry clay and you want it to stay, you're going to have to wet with your finger anywhere that it's connected. Like here, you should put a little water on your finger, and here, put a little water on your finger. All right, so example one, ice cream cone. Okay. Another one that is everybody's favorite, it seems, is pizza. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a piece of clay. I wanna flatten it a little bit. Kind of roll it with my little rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can flatten it with your hand. Okay, I'm gonna leave it pretty thick. All right, so we're gonna do a slice of pizza, which means we need to make this into a triangle with our knife. Now we're gonna take one of those sides from the triangle and push it on the top to make the crust. All right, then you wanna think of your favorite toppings. Okay. Easy way to make pepperoni. Roll it into a ball and then flatten it with your finger and stick it on. Okay, maybe you have a different favorite topping. My favorite is mushrooms. I'm just gonna cut some notches out there. And I have myself a little mushroom to put on with my pepperoni. Okay, so that is the pizza slice. All right. Another favorite that I always see, chocolate chip cookies. Then we better do something healthy after this, after my big talk about healthy things. All right, roll a nice big sphere. And you're gonna wanna flatten it. And it shouldn't be perfect because chocolate chip cookies, especially homemade ones, are not really perfect. And then you're gonna take some pieces of clay, and you're not gonna roll them into perfect balls. You're gonna stick those on top. And those will be the chocolate chips that are sticking out. All right, there you go. All right, so some healthy things. Okay, how about some green beans? Okay, so you're just basically gonna need some cylinders and pinch them together at the top or the bottom and make a ton of them. Together. All right, I'm gonna have to start taking apart some of my other stuff here. All right, one that I thought was really funny that a student did last year, a fried egg. So, we're again gonna make a sphere. Okay. And then you want to take a bunch of clay and kind of push it into a circle, flatten it out with your fingers. And then you can add the sphere on top. Okay, so that kind of looks like a fried egg. All right. How about broccoli? Okay, again, my clay's starting to get a little dry, so I gotta kind of press it together a few times. All right, so again, I'm gonna start with a sphere, and I'm gonna kind of go with a cone shape for the broccoli in a way. But I'm gonna keep the top rounded. I'm not gonna flatten it out. And then I'm gonna add some texture to it with a toothpick. This could also go for cauliflower too. It kind of has that weird texture. You can put some holes a little bit deeper than others. Broccoli. Okay, I think somebody had grapes. So grapes, you just have to make a ton of little spheres and stick them together. Now you do not have to make one of the examples that I do. You can make something entirely up to you, which is what I always appreciate when you come up with your own ideas. So, all right, about 15 more spheres and I will have a bunch of grapes. So that's just how you make grapes. Put a bunch more together and you will have a bunch. All right, so there are some examples. And again, you know, pick something from your drawing and make it out of Play-Doh or clay, whatever you have on hand. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have fun creating your miniature food sculptures. Remember to use your forms that we've been talking about. All right, so if you're using a white air dry clay and you want to add color to it later, you can with either paint or sometimes marker will work all right. You can do that. If you were using Play-Doh, photograph it, send it to me, and then put it back so you have that Play-Doh to play with later on. All right, can't wait to see these. I hope you have fun, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.